I just feel like this is the beginning of getting rid of real meat.
The age of lab-grown meat has arrived in this country.
Soon you'll be able to enjoy chicken grown inside a lab. A new chicken that could be headed to your dinner plate. It's grown in a lab.
But what if some of that meat was not raised on farms, but instead of high-tech facilities?
But what if some of that meat was not raised on farms, but in high-tech facilities?
I don't even know what to think when I hear all that. Lab-grown meat. Man, I don't even like the sound of that when you hear it. As a family that over the last 2 years has took it upon ourselves to start our own garden, to grow our own food, raise animals so that we have fresh eggs, so that we can raise our own meat, so that we know exactly where all that meat and food is coming from. We know how it's raised, we know what food it's been given, we know how it's been treated, we know what the areas it's been around. It just makes me realize when I hear the words lab-grown meat, first of all, I have no idea what that means, and it just sounds disgusting. But hearing that phrase and seeing that it is proved now to be able to be sold in the United States, it just shows me that the world is turning upside down. We are now getting to a place, instead of us wanting meat and animals and food that we know have been taken care of right, we're giving in to just the convenience of, oh, we can make this meat come up from cells and turning that cell and then it's gonna be a real chicken, and that's what they're saying. I mean, it's not a real chicken. You can say that it started as a cell of a chicken and you turned it, but that's not a real chicken. That's no life of a chicken. That's whatever you're doing to produce that. I can't imagine that it's 100% everything is a real chicken. But the convenience of being able to make that, and people will just eventually end up starting to be okay with it. And we can't be okay with these things anymore. We need to make sure that we're not just gonna let the greed of these major companies start to take over everything that we have. Really, we're gonna lose possibly the chance of having real meat? I'm telling you, it sounds like the start of that. All it takes is them being able to realize that they can make this cheaper, make it fast, and make more money because of it. And then they're gonna realize, why even produce real chickens anymore? I mean, not that the factories that are producing these chickens for meat or for eggs are any life for a chicken anyways, but I know right now that's how they fill in all these grocery stores up. I mean, these chickens in these big buildings that just get jam-packed as many as they can fit. They don't care about their lives. They don't care if they go outside, see the sun, have enough room to just basically just all jammed in their own poop and stepping on top of each other. And then, oh, that's okay, we'll just end up eating that meat. I mean, so maybe lab-grown meat doesn't sound that bad to people, but I don't want that. It doesn't sound good to me, and I want there to be this push to support more local farms or small farmers or just real farms that are out there producing this stuff in humane ways for people to have. I mean, behind me, you can see these are our chickens that we're raising for meat this year. And it's a skill that I'm gonna make sure we never lose or forget. This will be something we do every single year. I do have this fear now that there is going to be no real meat in the stores eventually. So this is something we're gonna make sure that we have to do ourselves. And that's where us learning to be more self-sustainable these past few years, and the push for us to learn it, is that we just had this feeling that there'll be more and more push to eventually get away from a lot of this stuff. And we want to be able to push back on that and make this push for, if you feel any kind of interest in this, this is your calling. If you're watching this video, go out and look into it, and if you can do it, do it. If you want to start having chickens that you're raising even just for eggs, go out and do it. I'm telling you, to be able to be in touch with your food like that, and to be able to be in the process of raising your own meat or your own eggs or your own food in the garden is such an overwhelmingly good feeling. And I'm telling you, that food is gonna taste better than any lab-grown food can ever make. Maybe it's because you were a part of it and you just have that feeling with it, but it's something that you really want to be a part of. I know there's this bigger movement to kind of get rid of a lot of these farm animals because the fear of like carbon and stuff like that. And you got to think about, in order to make these lab-grown meats, they're going to need factories to do that. And factories are going to pollute the air. Or whatever they're using to make this lab-grown meat and all the materials and chemicals and whatever else they need to do this, that's gonna cause something else that's probably gonna be bad for the earth. Don't just think that because they're getting rid of one thing, it's not gonna cause problems some elsewhere. And all this talk about animals not being good for the earth, and I find it hard to believe. I mean, these chickens behind us, as we pull them along the grass, they're fertilizing our grass and it's coming back and better than ever. And also, all these food scraps that people throw away, leftovers that they didn't finish and didn't eat, all that waste we're able to feed back to our chicken flock or our pigs. And that's so much less trash going into the landfills that our parents have even started freezing food that they were gonna throw away. And then they bring that food to us so that we can feed it back to our animals. So these animals not being good for the earth is something I just don't buy. They were put on here before us. They are meant to be here. No man-made thing should take that away. They were created and put on this earth for a purpose. And now I just feel like we are at a chance to lose that. There are so many great man-made things in the world, but we don't need to man-make the things that were put on this earth for us. I really hope I'm wrong and that this isn't gonna change and there'll always be real meat out there. I mean, trust me, I don't want my feeling to be right here. I want there to always be this need for real meat. I think that that's what our bodies were meant to have. I just want to put this message out there. I know this isn't a normal video for us, but when we started making videos, I wanted to be able to use this platform to speak out on certain things that I don't like and just kind of put my opinion out there to show different sides of things. And right now, I just feel like I need this to be out there, and I don't want there to be this normalization of fake meat, lab-grown meat, whatever you want to call it. I hope this video reaches some people out there, hopefully a lot that need to hear it. But go out there and support local, or go out there and look into doing some of this stuff yourself. And remember, real food over fake food. Have a great day and a better tomorrow, and we'll see you guys in the next one.